Hello everybody. Today we're going to take a look at random velocities in Cakewalk. And it's very powerful and easy to use. And I like to use it on all the instruments from time to time. Let's take a look at this bass guitar track. If you look carefully here, all of the random velocities are set quite high. And no bass player in the world is going to play every note at the same strength. So how do you change that? It's quite easy to do. First of all, you have to always highlight the track that you want to change. You just simply click over here and you can see everything is highlighted. Everything's in black over here. So what I'm going to do is going to go up to here to Edit, Run Cal, and I have a little program here called Random Velocity. And if anybody would like this file, you can simply send me a private message or an email and I'll send you this cal. So you just highlight the Random Velocity cal program, open it up, and this little window opens up and you have to enter the maximum velocity scale. I'm going to go 115. I'm going to click OK. Enter the minimum velocity scale. I'm going to say 105. Okay. Now watch all of the velocities over here when I click OK. They're all going to be set to a different value. So it's going to give it a more humanized feel. Okay. On bass guitar, I don't like to have any reverb, so I always like to set it at 0. Just in case it's picking up a controller message from somewhere. And the reason we use this random velocity cal is to give it a more humanized feel. So it's not mechanical. Now you can do this with the drum track, which is very powerful to use. So if you have this hybrid kick, and a lot of times if you really dig deep and look at all the velocities on these things, a lot of them are going to be set to the same scale, okay? Or they're going to be out of balance. So this one here, this kick, 110, 114, 120, 127, 110, okay? It's kind of wide stretch, that velocity scale. So let's set that up a little tighter. So we're going to run the cal just on this kick. We're going to click Random Velocity again. And we're going to keep this kick, let's say, at 120 is good. And we're going to set this a little tighter to say 110. So we're going to keep those velocities at 119. 115, 118, 112. So it's going to be like a 10. We could even tighten that up again. Let's go to run cal one more time. And we'll go 120. And we'll go 114. So we can tighten that up even more. Now these are very subtle changes, okay? Sometimes the scale on the snare will be set too hot. We can kind of reduce that and give it our own Scale, look at that, 127. That's a little too hot for that. So I'm going to go in here and edit the random and do a random velocity on the snare itself. Random velocity. We're going to go from, let's say, 116 to 108 for an example. Just drop that down a little bit. Let's change that again. You can play with this as often as you like. Random velocity. We'll go 120. And we'll go 112. So all of these are set differently. 117, 118, 116, 118, 119. So we can spread that out as much as we want. These hi-hats, 113, 119, 123. Okay. Let's take a look at the guitar. All right, here's a good example. A lot of times you're going to download a file from the internet and everything's going to be set screaming hot at 127. It's just not realistic. Okay. Let's take a listen to this guitar. Let's just breathe a little bit of life into this track here. Highlight all the track. Go into Edit. Select Run Cal. Random velocity, and we'll go from, let's say, 120 to 110. You can see the numbers changing here. Let's take a look at the other track. And that one's kind of set up the same way. And we're going to get in here and run the cal on this after we've highlighted the track. And we'll go 118 to 108. Give it a little variation. Give it a little bit of reverb, just a tiny bit. That's going to be coming in later on. And that's playing the melody. So random velocity, I like to use it on the bass guitar track. If you open up the events list, right-click events list, you can see all the velocities here. If you see that they're all set at 127, and everything in the file is set at 127, it's not going to give you a realistic sound. Same with the drums. You check the events list. You see all the velocities are set all at the same number. You want to get you're going to want to get in there and change them and give them a little bit of character. Let's see what this piano's doing. So a lot of that's 127. So that's not good. Let's set the velocity on that. Random velocity. We're going to go, let's say, to 120. And we're going to go 110 again. And that piano doesn't kick in until we're on the 40th beat. 40th bar, I should say. So it sounds a little more realistic when the velocities are not all the same. So that is the purpose of using random velocity cal program. Like I said before, if you need it, just send me an email or private message and I'll send it to you. All right. That's just a short little video on how to change your random velocities, your velocity scales on each individual track. You can do it for the overall thing too, but I mean, it's not a good way to go. So this is Europaman over and out.